Well, hello. I'm Hollywood Steve. You've just caught me on my patio drinking some PG Tips. Ooh, too hot. Too hot in the hot tub. Let me see if I got this. I've got this kind of precariously balanced here. Let me see if I can. Okay, that's better because I can probably read easier. Um, oh yeah, and it's so funny. I have my regular. All right, so I told the birds, seriously, Catbird, I said, hey, I'm doing a TikTok live at 10 a.m. If you could, do me a solid, as they say, which always makes me think somebody's pooping. Um, and maybe not be so catbirdy in the next hour or so. I'm also here in my pajamas because it's Sunday. I didn't feel like I'm going to get dressed up, but not yet. So, good morning, good morning. Hey, Irish Pink, I was just thinking of you, honest to God. I was just thinking of you this morning, hoping you were doing well. So nice to see you. Yes, German made. Lots of color today. Yes, you typically see me in all black, but I do wear color. And yeah, actually, it's funny. This t-shirt right here, I was thinking when I went to bed with it last night, it's one I bought when I was in Hawaii. And while yellow is not my color, it has something about like follow the sun. I don't want it to turn into a pajama top, but it is a little bit big, so I decided to go to bed with it. I'm a multifaceted woman. I wear black and colors. Ooh. So good morning, everybody. Yeah, you know what? That one persona is saying, love the outdoors today. I do too. It is rare, and I know this. So I live in Pennsylvania, just so you know. Like, my name is Beth, Destination Decluttered. Nice to meet you. Good morning, good morning. And decluttering life coach. Kind of forgot to add that. We are supposed to have a wicked hot um, week up in the 90s. But today, right now, with the sun and the lack of humidity and the shade, it is really nice on my very small yet delightful patio. So I thought, why am I going to stick myself inside? There's going to be enough opportunity for me to be scurrying away, from the sun. So I thought I'd be out. Yeah, it's a jammy day. Why not? Yeah. Cool. Work has been insane. Gotcha. No black. I know, huh? See, I can do things like wear color. Black is a staple in my wardrobe. Has been. Big surprise since the 80s. But you know what? Keep them guessing, huh? And Carlos, how cute are you? I don't know. I don't want to answer that question, but I'm thinking, felt cute. What is that? Like might delete felt cute type thing. So good morning. Yes. So the house coat. So this is it's so funny. I am totally about a robe. Whatever it is, I like my arms. I don't like my arms to get cold, and I also don't like them to be in the sunshine. So I like a sleeve. I like walking around, and this one's got pockets. It's kind of, like a duster, a robe, it's not a bathrobe because I wear it around the house. House coat always makes me think of something a little bit dowdy, like somebody's grandma would wear. But yeah, you know what? I like color, and then I like black. So there we go. So good morning, everybody. And to those of you who celebrate, happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Now I said, and I said when I was doing the intro to doing the TikTok lives, that if you were interested, we could do like a Father's Day themed TikTok live. Maybe for the fathers in your life who may have clutter. I don't know if anybody invited their father or significant other of the fatherly persuasion on. But if you've got father clutter, we could talk about that. But we can also chat about any kind of clutter because it's all related. It's all related. Yes, there we go, Irish Pink. Of course your grandma taught you the house code because it's grandma stuff. I love it. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, house coat, dusters, tomato, robe, bathrobe. I was calling it my writing robe at a certain point, but you know what? It's just something I wear. I actually bought a wicked cute one. I will share, not for bopping around the house, but I went to this art thing yesterday. I think I posted a video about it. And there is a vendor down the street that also has a shop in town that had something like this. And it's not usually, I usually have a touch of pink in my stuff, if you hadn't noticed. I think it was during COVID. I went through this really bright pink phase. And I didn't realize it till I realized it. Kind of, you don't realize you have so much of something until you look at it. Like, I'm going to do a TikTok video about the mason jars. You'll see that later today. Like, just, oh, I have more of these than I thought. But I branched out the kind of duster house coaty thing that I'm going to wear over white jeans and some sort of top if I go out, is like an aqua blue with bright green, big bright green flowers on it. Totally my jam. Not my colors though, but I thought I'd branch out because I am getting a little tired of wearing black. I'm feeling kind of plain when it's so nice out. So, good morning. Thank you, Abbott Elementary. Yeah, honest disclaimer, I'm in my pajamas. I was going to kind of get ready or whatever, but my husband and I are going to be doing some weeding in the front yard after I do this. He promised he'd help me. I promised I'd help him. And so I'm going to change into more grubby clothes after this. But I thought I would just show up. You know, it's Sunday morning in your pajamas. Maybe you're in your pajamas too, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, funny. Kimberly, house coats. Google it. It's a thing. Kind of like caftans. I am all about the caftan. Think about this. If you know what a caftan is, a little roper romp, a little, kind of, Palm Springs action. A house coat is basically, in my mind, is a caftan with a slit down the middle so you can wear it as a robe. How's that? So, good morning. So enough about me and my my style or lack thereof. How about you? How about you? What's going on this morning with you, your clutter and other? Do you have a map made for this week? Do you have a map made for today? What's some stuff you want to do? Where are you stuck? What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Kimono, that's a good one. Annoying ASMR, that's a really good way to do it. Robe, yep, there we go. Yeah, nice. Well, it's funny. Somebody says, haven't heard house coats. This will be the house coat edition. We don't talk about clutter. We don't talk about Father's Day or, parental clutter. We talk about what do you call it? Do you got a house coat? Do you call it kimono? I like kimono. That's kind of fun. And so anyhow, I'm trying to think clutter-wise. Oh, here. Well, let me. Okay. Annoying ASMR is saying, my husband's clutter in my living room, my living room, our living room, just asking, is slowly disappearing. Yay! But I'm slightly impatient. Okay. So how about this? Notice what you just gave to me. And this is the life coachy part of me that likes to kind of just give you an option. Okay? You can focus on the fact that it is slowly disappearing. You could focus on the fact that it's disappearing. That's great. It's not stuck there. It's moving. Yay. Yay. You could focus on the fact that it's slowly disappearing and you're being slightly impatient. However, when you say it's slowly disappearing and slightly impatient, how does that make you feel? Well, it makes you feel impatient. And does that feel good? You have an option. Everybody, we all have options. You have a choice, an option, a decision. You can choose to say it's going slowly and I'm impatient. I do this. I'm from New England. I'm chop, Johnny. God, wicked chop. As my husband from Delaware will know. He's from slower, lower Delaware. However, choose to accentuate the positive, that it's happening at all, that it is disappearing. Here's a really interesting thing that I love is I find with clutter and also like when you're not feeling good, there is like a mismatch. There is like a tension. And tension is when you're being pulled one way or the other. There's tension on both ends. If there's no tension, it's just slack. It's just easy. You just pull it one way or you pull it the other. There's a tension between what is happening and how you want it to happen. You want it to happen faster. Now, maybe you could try to I admit I do this myself. I have to watch it. Or you might also examine you kind of pulling back a little bit and saying, I'm happy it's happening at all. It's going at a good pace and I'm not going to worry about it. Because sometimes, I will say this, sometimes when you try to push people, instead of helping them move forward, they can dig their heels in. Dig their heels in. That's such a phrase from my family, not even funny. Okay? So notice these things. Notice, I feel like, what's that An Alcoholics Anonymous thing, changing the things, accept the things change, change can't, wisdom to know the difference, yada yada. You have a choice. Maybe you can just be like, you know what, today I'm just not going to let it bother me. Today I'm going to be so psyched and I'm going to show my husband love and I'm going to pepper him with kisses to be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is so good. Awesome. You know what? If you encourage him, how do you feel when somebody says you're not doing it good enough? It makes you feel crappy. How about praising him for what he did well? It might have him do more. You know? I'm just saying. I do love this. Paisley Yellow Submarine vibes. I should be drinking from my I literally have we do have one of the mugs. One of the mugs that is staying in the collection is a yellow mug with the Beatles on one side and it says all you need is love on the other. And it's totally from that whole Peter Max Yellow Submarine era, you know? There we go. Caftan. See, you guys, we're thinking of all these awesome names. Caftan, kimono, robe, housecoat, duster. I'm bringing them back, people. Man, if if I ever was going to be like an influencer for any kind of fashion, it would be totally this type of thing right here. All right. So I love this. Okay. Oh, Cat Mama. Washer gone yesterday. Everybody, Cat Mama's washer is gone. Somebody else has it. She doesn't have it anymore. Picked up by refugee family. Made me think I have too much and they have very little. Yeah. Notice that thought. Notice that thought. How does it make you appreciate what you have? Because some people don't have enough. Not only do you have just the right amount, you have too much. Whittling down that too much and giving it to somebody else, sharing it, sharing your abundance with somebody else. I'm saying, wow, you know what? I'm complaining about my clutter, but great gosh almighty, some people do not have nearly what I have. I should be grateful for what I have. And maybe if I'm not using it, this will encourage me to share it with other people. I'm doing the same thing. I collect up stuff in my house all the time to donate places. My husband's going to be doing some spray painting of some stuff later today before a gig. And I came up with this table. I'm like, you know, I don't need that table anymore. I'm gonna donate it. Okay. Yeah, the husband whisperer effect. Yeah, we don't. You know, I would. All right. So I'm gonna use some anatomical terms. Be prepared. Irish Pink was just saying, I like that you said for those who celebrate for the Father's Day. I turned to my husband today as we were sitting here having coffee. I had tea, and I said, well, I guess because you own a penis, I should wish you a happy Father's Day. Much like that, the fact that I have a vagina, you could wish me a happy Mother's Day. And then we laughed because we don't have kids. We are not fathers or mothers. We love fathers and mothers, but we are not them. So, you know, yes, doing slowly is better than sweeping it into a shoebox and putting it into a closet or into a tote and putting it in the garage. Yes. Why are we, women, the ones who have to pump them up to make them do something? Well, first of all, we want them to do it. So don't you feel better when somebody encourages you to do something? If they don't want to do it, they're doing something you want them. If they're cool with the clutter, they're going to sit in their own mess. Seriously, my husband's office is so more cluttered than I do. So, you know, if we want what we want, and I'm not, trust me, I'm all about, I don't even know where this is going in my head. I want things to look different. I want it to be less cluttered. You can share your idea of the decluttering, so he wants it too. So instead of and then you can also share with him the timeline in which you want it done. Then so you're both working on the same team. You know? It's a muumuu. See, we have another one. Oh my God. Yes, a muumuu. I love it because we just came back from Hawaii. A muumuu, a housecoat, caftan. I do love this. Carrie K. I have a client who had good luck with this. TaskRabbit is great for random tasks if your partner is unreliable. Yeah. And notice that. Oh, weird bug. Unreliable. How about your husband? Your partner chooses to do other things than that thing. Don't you? Don't you have things you want to do and things you don't want to do? Now, I'm not part of the He-Man Mans Haters Clubs, but I will say that, you know, we all get motivated to do, we all do the things we want to do, and we struggle with the things we don't want to do. So how can you make it easier for yourself to do the things? What works for you? What motivates you to do stuff? Encouragement, probably. Saying you can do this. Praising yourself for doing a good job makes you show up better the next day. What works for you might work for him or other people. Okay? Oh, funny. Strong's. Oh, yes, my nails. My nails are chipping. I will totally confess to that. And I cut them. I cannot stand a long nail. However, I decided to splurge when I went on vacation. Yes, totally Mrs. Roper. Totally Mrs. Roper. There is a Roper romp going on in my town in September. I already have it on my calendar. I cannot believe I missed the first one, because had I known about it, that is so my thing. We had over 600 people attend. I am so going. Now, I don't know about the wig. I'll see about the wig, but I already have my caftans because I have them in my collection all the way. But a caftan, to me, I usually wear them at the pool or farting around the house. All right? Okay, now following you, says J9. Yo, thank you for following me. So yeah, so those of you who haven't followed me on TikTok here, that'd be cool. Destination Decluttered. My name is Beth, Decluttering Life Coach. Happy Sunday morning. And I help you with your clutter. And J9 just said, now following you to help tackle 2 rooms in my home. I'm here for you. You can do this. J9, you can do it. Here, let me give you some tips, okay, J9? Tackle 2 rooms. Start by tackling 1 room. Now, this is not hard and fast rules. I don't like it when things are too rigid. You have to strictly stay in 1 room. However, what I will share is one of the benefits of focusing on 1 room is you get to see the results. Now, Carla is here because I just saw you and we were just chatting. Carla knows what it's like to focus on 1 room, 1 bedroom. I have seen her before and after photos. It's amazing. So you can, it's focus. It's focusing your energy in one place. It's kind of like, since I'm out here in my patio, it's like the difference between focusing the water in your hose in one line, and you can, really get into something, versus like a little kind of sprinkler or sprinkle. Okay. Okay. Nurse Ellen says, you're a mother to us. Oh, well, thank you. I don't take that as an insult, because I'm thinking, really? I'm not a mom. I mean this sincerely. Well, you know what? See, notice how words are given with an energy behind it. So you're meaning it with sincerity, as are men dads in some ways to someone. Yes. Now, I love the concept of an auntie, because I am an auntie and an uncle. I feel like we are one step away from the parent thing. So we inspire and encourage. We live a life we love, and we show other people it can be done. So I like that, because I think of my nieces and nephews looking at our life and being like, oh, look what Auntie Beth and Uncle Cliff do. Do I want that? Maybe. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But showing people there are options to do something different if your life is not going the way you want, or you're a kid and you don't know what life has to offer, and all you see is what's right in front of you, Okay, there we go. Mel says, we each have our own tasks, and the ones that neither of us want to do, we do together. Yeah, that's why my husband and I are going to go do the weeding out front together, because neither of us want to do it. And trust me, I don't just say this stuff. I use my own coaching, and I said, we're going to set the timer for a half an hour, and whatever we get done, it's going to look better than it did when we started. And then we're going to clock out and we're going to do something else. There we go. Abbott Elementary, working on our closet, hoping to inspire him. Love it. Love it. There we go. Yes, I have to get a necklace. You're right, Carla. Wicked funny. You help us with our mother issues. Ooh, I'm glad. Because I know I have my own mother issues. Come on, I'd be lying if I didn't. But I am so much more patient and loving and understanding, and frustrated at times. Do not get me wrong. When I realized that, and this came up a lot last week when I was doing coaching with my one-on-one clients, is that thought of love. Somebody said, all you need is love. I was like, hun, quick, get me my Beatles, cue the Beatles mug. All you need is love, it says on one side. If you have love in your heart, things go so much better. Things go better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke. That is a deep cut. But it's what's in me. But notice your heart. If you want to do something, notice even phrases in our language. My heart wasn't in it, so I didn't want to do it. You know? If my heart's not in it, I don't want to do the things. I don't do the things I don't want to do, or I drag my feet. The things I want to do, I'm walking with purpose down the street. I'm driving with pep. I'm staying focused. I want to get to there when I'm excited about where there is, and I have love in my heart for it. Notice how your body feels. This is where I love coaching, because you remind yourself of your humanity and the fact that you're a human in this human body. Look where my hand is at my heart so much, because this is where the action is. This is where the magic happens. Okay? What do we got? There we go. See, Carla is saying, okay, somebody says I don't see a follow button. I don't know how that works, but I would say this. Use the 7543. After I do my TikTok live, I'm going to be here for another 40 minutes, or you can bop out and bop it back in again. There's probably something on the front page of my TikTok page to do that, but thank you for asking for that. Okay. And let me just give you this. I'm catching up on some of the comments of people, because it tends to zoom to the end for me, and I have to back up. So I'm just sharing this because Carla and I are working together, and she's saying, so Carla worked in one room last week. She made great progress. She felt feelings. I mean, I don't want to speak too much for you, Carla, but she shared yesterday that it was her mom's stuff. So, maybe this is, not a Father's Day thing, but she cried in that room. She released some of the toxins. She got that out of her system. And now she goes into that room first every day, because it motivates her to move and keep going. That's one of the benefits of kind of focusing on one area at a time. You see evidence. You can see what you can do. You've seen the before, and now you see the after. Which one feels better? Usually it's the after. And then you say, I want more of that. I want more of that in other areas of my home. Okay? There we go. Oh, that's awesome. So thank you. I love how this has turned into, instead of Father's Day, it's Mother's Day and Auntie Day. Big auntie energy. I am so big auntie energy. Trust me, everybody, I've shared this story before, but I always think of, because I'm a Gen Xer and I watched reruns on TV, that episode of the Brady Bunch when Aunt Jenny comes and she's Imogene Coca, and she does not look as glamorous as, Marsha Brady. And so Jan is like, wah, wah, me again. But then she finds out from learning from Aunt Jenny how freaking awesome Aunt Jenny's life is. And I remember sharing this story with somebody once, and then I forgot that they had been on the Brady Bunch, so it's kind of funny. And help us to be better mothers. Yes, you know what? I want to help you be a better mother or father for Father's Day. Is if you're struggling with clutter, break the chain. Break that chain, and don't have your kids, don't push your clutter on your children. Allow them to say no to it, help them with their clutter if they're struggling with it, there we go. What do we got here? Oh, there we go. Thank you, Cat Mama, for helping. And thank you for everybody to do that. You guys are so good. Auntie Cat in the house. Aunties rule. We do. There needs to be an Auntie Day. Share. This is what I say. Every day is an Auntie Day. Every day is an Auntie Day. We get the whole freaking calendar. I live my life like every day is Auntie Day. And man, does it feel good. Yeah. So yes, and Carla is definitely stopping that cycle. I will share this from an auntie perspective. Is since I don't have children, but I do have nieces and nephews, I am removing things out of my home to make it easier for me to live here right now. I live in my home. I have the amount of stuff in my home to make it easier for me to live. However, I have very few things, maybe, as I said, like a tote's worth, like the totes you get. Oh, Auntie Mame. I have a giant Auntie Mame, strong silver soul sister, a giant Auntie Mame in my living room. I'll share it sometime. My mother made it back in the 70s. Long story, but it is now pride of place in the, actually, if you've ever seen my TikTok lives where I do it from the living room, usually when the weather's colder, you might peek out Auntie Mame. It's like the Angela Lansbury, like the line print from the musical. But I digress. What was I talking about? Breaking the chain. Yeah. So out of all the stuff in my house, our house, when we pass, there is maybe one tote's worth, like, you know, a tote, not a big one, a clear one from Target, like the $5 ones with the white things, that would be what I would ask my nieces and nephews to possibly not let go of. And even that stuff, because I was thinking about it yesterday, and sometimes when you start to think about something, even when you're not thinking about it, you put it in the back burner, your brain starts to think about it anyway. Even then, there's one thing I would like them to keep, which is a very small box, but it is the pictures, the very few pictures we have of our family's legacy. Because I think if there's pictures, just family photos, none of mine from, like, you know, the 80s and stuff, and this is a vacation and then I went on and here's a bunch of diners I took pictures of, and then there's like the silverware box, because that was part of our family history too. I have you know, some serving pieces from my great aunt. I have something from my aunt. My dad gave me a setting. I just remembered this. My silver is the stuff from my great aunt, who was also my godmother. She also did not have children. We got along well, you know. User 7543 is asking, how would it be possible to get you for a coach? Where do you live? Well, this is the cool thing. I will share with you. I live in Pennsylvania, near Philly. If anybody saw the video I posted yesterday of me singing the Laverne and Shirley theme song with a Philly accent, hun. Well, actually, hun is Balmer. But yeah, it doesn't matter where I live, because I'll share this with you. I coach via Zoom. I don't go to your house. But I kind of do through this wonderful portal that this modern age has called Zoom. So I do one-on-one coaching. Paid coaching is one-on-one, wicked easy, one-on-one. An hour a week for 10 sessions. I have a 10-session package. That's all I do. 10 sessions, and then if you want more, it's another 10 sessions, and then another 10 and another 10. I have clients that have really been happy with the progress they've made in 10 sessions, one package. Then I have other clients saying, well, I'm not there yet, but I want to keep going. They just sign up for another. I have some that have done one package, two package, three package, four, up to 5 packages so far. And the sky's the limit. I stay with you as long as you need me. If you want info about that, it's on destinationdecluttered.com. The one thing I will say, though, and I don't say this in a fear-mongering way, I have a wonderful amount of clients that I am coaching right now. I also know that I, as a human being, run out of energy if I have a big coaching day. So there is a certain window of amount of people. I will max cap at a certain amount, which I think is within 5 to 10 more clients at this point. And things are very organic, you know. So I'm just letting you know that in case if you ever got in touch with me and I said I'm not accepting new clients. At the moment I am. So if you want me to be your coach, what you do is you get on my website, you read about it, sounds good. You click the big orange button to set up a consultation, and then we meet for an hour on Zoom to make sure we're a good fit in all the ways. And if you say yes, we get you on the calendar. Literally, we could start next week. We could coach through the summer. We could coach through the fall. I met you in the summer. And your life and home will look and feel better as soon as we start working together. All right? There we go. Carla is saying, Beth, coaching you is life-changing. And Carla and I live states away. I hope you don't mind. Carla lives in Alabama. I live in Pennsylvania. We embrace the technology of our time to make our lives better. Oh, ID Princess, and you live in Idaho. Yeah, Idaho, Idaho. I kid. So the beauty of it is, it doesn't matter. We are the world. We are the children. You know, or we are the United States. I have yet to have an international client because I really think our culture, our American culture is the one, we definitely have a clutter problem. So that's why, and I would happily work with anybody from any country, but typically it's us in the U.S. There we go. Very cool. I love it. Laura has cleaned out 6 bins and is feeling good. Thank you, Rochelle. I love my robe too. I wear it around all the time. Puttering around in my robe at a pace that feels good to me, I'm telling you, people, that is riches beyond belief. If I had a yacht, I would sell it so the money could spend to me to be like, you know what? I want to live at a pace that feels good to me. And I do. And you can too. All right? That's why I'm here. You know, I am here for the looking good only if the looking good feels good. Because if the looking good does not feel good, then it doesn't really look as good as it could. Because when it looks good and feels good, it's kind of like trying on clothes. If something looks good on the hanger, you try it on. But if it doesn't feel good, you're not going to feel good the entire time you're wearing it. All right? So clutter. I was thinking about this morning as I was laying in bed. Clutter is the stuff you don't want, but you're afraid to get rid of. Wicked easy. Clutter is the stuff that you might have wanted in the past, maybe not. Maybe you inherited it, maybe you bought it. You thought it would work out, but it didn't. Right now, today, what is it, June 16th? Oh, happy Juneteenth. We got a Juneteenth thing going on in my town. We always have something going on in my town, which I love. You may have wanted your stuff in the past. It's stuff you don't really want anymore. That's okay. When you struggle with getting rid of it, it's because part of you wants to get rid of it. This is how I think of it. Your heart wants to get rid of it. And I say get rid of in like just a general term. Your heart doesn't want it anymore. Your heart says that is dragging me down as opposed to lifting me up. Your heart is saying that used to bring me joy and now it's kind of meh. There are other things that will continue to stay in your life that bring you joy. But the struggle with clutter, just see if this resonates. Ask me, maybe I'm off the mark. The struggle with clutter is when your heart says, give it away, give it away, give it away now. Because your heart is not the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Your heart says, let it go, let it go. But your head is running interference. No, you can't do that, you can't do that. That costs a lot of money. That was owned by so-and-so. You may fit into that someday. What if you need it and you don't? Trust me, those are thoughts in your head that cause your heart to have some tension. Okay? That's right. And Trey, thank you for reminding me. Juneteenth is on the 19th. Yes, the reason I realized that as soon as I said it, I had taken the 6. I had forgotten to flip it upside down. The celebration in my town is today because it's a Sunday. So thank you. Yeah. Alrighty. Aunt Uncle Day is July 26th, only nobody knows. You know why? Because every day, aunties and uncles celebrate how awesome their lives are. There we go. Sorry, user 7543 was saying, I'm not too techie. That's okay, I can help you. Just have a phone. Just have a phone. Your phone can do miraculous things. The Jetsons didn't even have these phones, okay, people? Destination Decluttered. Declutter Ed. Destination Decluttered, all one word. Destination Decluttered, Boston accent.com. Destination Decluttered.com. That's also where you can sign up for the free mailing list I have. We're having a Zoom call this week. We have one once a month. It's kind of like I say members only because I think of those jackets with the epaulets from the 80s. Signing up for the mailing list makes you a member, and it's free. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Okay, interesting. Kendra says, I have a problem where I declutter, but when I'm stressed, I shop and nest. I love how you rhymed that, my dear. Okay. Notice that here's a really funny thing. I do this myself because I am a human. We do things that when we feel bad, we do things that we think are going to make us feel better. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, or it works temporarily, but then it has, I don't want to say unintended consequences. That came to my head, but then it actually adds to the problem. Okay, so notice this. It's so funny that the sun is changing right here. I'm having a hard time seeing stuff. Notice this just in your own life. Does this resonate? When you feel bad, you do something to make yourself feel better. With Kendra, I was trying to get the name. When she's stressed, she shops and she nests. So if that is what you do when you have the right amount of things, that's great. But notice how, if that's how you manage your stress, that sometimes then you have too many things in your house, and then that adds to more stress. That's why you have to declutter. If you break that chain, okay, when you're stressed, notice when you're feeling stressed and say, is there something else I could do? And the answer is yes. Is there something else I could do to feel less stressed? Instead of shopping, maybe what you do is you shop in your own house. You go through like a closet and you say, I'm going to pretend I'm shopping. I'm going to pretend I'm at an estate sale. Play a game. I like to make this fun. I have to make it fun, or else I don't want to show up. I would be dragging my feet if to coaching. And instead, I look forward to my coaching with my one-on-one clients so much it's kind of goofy. I love doing it. I love seeing them, hearing their progress, helping them when they're stuck. Play a game with it. I'm going to pretend this isn't my house at all. I can't hear the stories that my things are telling me. Oh, thank you. Somebody just gave me a little heart deal. I'm going to go into an estate sale in my own closet. Oh, would I buy this today? Do I like this today, or would I leave it on the rack? That can help you declutter and also satisfy that shopping urge. Okay? You can also, when you're stressed, please drink some water. Take care of your brain and your body first without any of that external stuff. In the United States and probably in the world, because of capitalism and money making, we are told to go shopping to make ourselves feel better. Retail therapy, charge it, all that, right? It works until it doesn't. It's a temporary high, but then there's this unintended consequences. Much like when I snack, when I get stressed, and then my taste buds are like, yay! And then my belly is like, either it goes oogie, or then afterwards I gain weight. It's a short-term thing. But if I had dealt with my stress in another way, I went out for a walk, I stretched, I talked to a friend, I read a book. If I did something else, I probably wouldn't feel a rumble in my tummy or have extra weight because of the, bag of Fritos that I ate. Okay? Kat, I love it that you're here for all the references. I got a wicked lot of references, my friend. I'm here. All right. Fabi is saying, my husband keeps bringing things. Okay. Notice your husband deals with whatever's going on in his life a certain way. He's the same. We're the same. We're wired a lot. He's doing something to make himself feel better by buying stuff and bringing it to the house. Yes, exactly. You might find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife and a lot of stuff, and you might ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Letting the days go by. So, yeah, but ask yourself. If you don't ask yourself, you'll never find out why you do what you do. Doing that thing you do. And then if it's not working for you, you don't know how to change it because you don't know why you do it in the first place. This is why I am a decluttering life coach. If I was just somebody who said, pour your Cheerios into a clear container and post a picture on Instagram, never mind how the rest of the house looks, that's not who I want to be, so I'm not. I know it's so much more fun and interesting and powerful and life-changing to just pop the hood and see what's going on underneath. Okay? There we go. Michelle says, every time I declutter, I find something new with tags. Fabi is saying, I usually go outside and work on my garden. Yes, as what is it? The kids say touch grass. I actually learned about that on TikTok this morning from somebody else. I've never used it myself. Getting out into nature, taking a walk, moving your body, connecting with the bigger world around you, as opposed to going and grabbing, some Pringles and doing some retail therapy. Okay, there we go. There we go. So this is really interesting. I love this. Tina she said, gather and gut. I just finished 9 loads of my own laundry, my stuff, to gather and gut. Now, I love, pay attention to the words that we tend to couple with clutter. 2 that often come up, purge and tackle. How to purge? To me, that reminds me of binging and purging, bulimia, anorexia. It reminds me, or purging like you're preparing for a colonoscopy. Not a pleasant verb, huh? What's a better verb? Purge. How about release? How about let go? How about let fly away? What else could we do? unearth, release. I don't know. I got to look at my thesaurus. But purging and tackling. Why do you have to tackle your clutter? It's not the opposing team. It's not an enemy. It's not. Well, I was just thinking of tackle boxes, but I digress. Notice the words you use and how they make you feel. Notice how you talk about your clutter. How you talk about something makes you feel a certain way. Okay? Use different words, you feel a different way. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to release. I'm going to have fun. When I have fun, things are easier. I feel lighter. I feel more buoyant. I am floating around. I'm having fun. I'm playing a game. I'm going shopping. I'm not beating myself up. I'm loving myself by making this fun. Okay? Yeah. Same as it ever was. You can change that. Have some fun. Okay? Release, gift. I'm going to gift it to people. It's a gift to myself. A friend is a present you give yourself. I release things. I let it go. Here. I just let it go. And then I'm lighter because I'm like a boat. The more stuff I have, the heavier I get. Or it's like having a bunch of stuff in the trunk of your car. It's hard to get up the hills. It's hard to maneuver. The more stuff you have, the bigger your car gets. Or like, you've got like a it's like you're carrying around an RV. Think about if you had to drive your house around with all the stuff in it, you couldn't maneuver, right? Yeah. It feels like the enemy, says Crazy Aunt Rose. Why does it feel like the enemy to? I'm curious. I don't say. Yeah, I like to send stuff back out to the universe too. What I like to say is I like to put it back out into circulation. Think about it. Books at the library are in circulation. I love that. Like, I have it, and then I release it, and it goes to you, and then you have it, and you bring it back to the library, it goes to somebody else. To free myself of. That's a really good one. Free the clutter. Okay? Scoop 615, if you are tired and can't find the motivation to tidy up, don't try to tidy. Work on the tired part. When you get some energy in your tank, so funny, it's getting glary here. Maybe I'll put up the umbrella. When you get some energy, and it doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to be like, I'm going to kick the world's ass. That's always my phrase. I don't know why, but it is. Here, excuse me. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. Oh, bopping myself in the head. Little rabbit foo-foo. All right, that's feeling a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Now I can see better. I was missing, oh, perfect. Yes, I was missing some comments there. Okay, so, yeah, notice, remember I said earlier I went through a pink phase? Yeah. Fabi always has a bag ready for donations. It's a really good idea. So do I. Yeah, find the love for the enemy. Yeah, but why is it the enemy? You know what? Clutter, with the exception of when you have stuff in your house that you unwillingly, begrudgingly, you hold a grudge because you have it in your house because somebody gave it to you or don't, you inherited stuff you don't want. Other than that, you brought the stuff into your house for a reason. You did it. The call is coming from inside the house. So learn from the stuff that's not working out for you. Why aren't you using it? Why aren't you wearing the clothes that have the tags on them? Why did you buy it in the first place? And I say this, I know I can have like a tone in my voice that doesn't reflect my heart. It's because I grew up in New England, so I tend to be like chop chop, very direct. But I say this with curiosity. I soften my tone. I speak from the heart. Just get curious. Why do I think it's the enemy? Why did I buy this thing? Oh, I bought it because I thought it was going to help me strain my spaghetti better. Does it work? Nah, it doesn't work as well as I thought. Okay. Does it make you feel good? No. Every time I use that thing, it frustrates me. Do I want to feel frustrated? No. Let it go. Let it go. Maybe it'll work better for somebody else. Everybody's got things that work better for them. Okay. Kendra says, how do you manage clutter when you're finding your personal style and having to try different things out? I love this. I love this because I have had my own personal style. It's one thing I feel like I've always had ever since I was a teen is knowing what I like. I find it very hard to be anybody else than myself. That's why I never did well when I was writing copy for other people because I'm like, this is boring. All I can do is be myself wherever I am. Here's what I want to suggest to you. Pay attention to your heart. Everybody. It all comes down to love. Pay attention to your heart. When you're trying on things, clothing-wise, when you are decorating your home, when you're trying to find your personal style, don't pay attention to what's out there. Pay attention to what's in here. When you look at that item in your home, do you like it? Do you love it? How about this? Not even like. Do you love it? I love that. I love that color. I love that shape. I love those lines. I love that kind of style. Love it. Get in touch with knowing when you love something. Practice. And you'll know that feeling, and then that immediately filters out things that are not love. Okay? Anything that you don't love could be the clutter. Yeah, the clutter is not the stuff you love. As I said earlier, to me, it can be so simple. I don't want to make things difficult. Clutter is the stuff you don't want anymore for many reasons, all of which are valid because you have made a decision, I don't want it anymore. Yeah, Lem Snyder is saying, letting go is so freeing. I love how I can now put everything away in my kitchen now, right? Supermom and 2 and Super Nana 1, what do you do when you live with 7 other people who do not care about clutter? It drives you crazy. First of all, don't let it drive you crazy. She drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here's how I feel about that. If you are in a position of authority in that house, if you own it, if it's your house, you have certain power. If they are living in your house, no matter how old they are, they should feel a responsibility to keep up the common areas and things like that there. If you live with somebody else, you may have less of that authority, but you can control your own stuff and you can put the blinders on and say, you know what, that's how his room is. Okay. There's a certain amount of respect. Give little respect. Was I singing that earlier or maybe just in my head? To me. There should be some respect for the other people you live with. In your home, in your neighborhood, I could extrapolate, but in your home, it feels better when things are decluttered. See, I do this just not about how it looks, how it feels and how it functions. Do they want to eat off of clean plates? Well, maybe they need to clean them sometime. You know, do they want clean clothes to wear and not crumpled up on the floor? Well, then they need to learn that. Decluttering is a life skill. You're sending people out into the world, and I'm saying this kind of from a mom perspective. It's not necessarily true, I'm sure, but to me, part of it is teaching people to be good humans, to take care of their own stuff and not let their stuff interfere with somebody else. Okay? So just notice that. Maybe that is a good start. Okay? You can't force somebody to care about something. I know because I've tried. For over 20 years, I would take pictures of old-timey places and be like, I care about this, you should too. Now, some people did, and that was great. They would go support the old-timey places. They would dig it. I had a wonderful time doing that. But so many people are like, nope, don't like it, don't want it, don't care. People, I don't know, how about this just for yourself? Let's not even talk about people. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you. We're not going to talk about sex. I just love salt and pepper, though. Let's talk about you and let's talk about me. Oh, my God, and I'm still doing the salt and pepper. I can't help it. Shush. Okay? I live in the suburbs. I think cue the leaf blower. What motivates you to do something? Probably when you see there's a benefit to it for you. What's in it for me? This is when you get strategic, and I get strategic like nobody's business. What's in it for me? So then you say to them, what's in it for them? What's in it for them? Where's it going to hit them in the heart to say, oh, yeah, you know what? It makes my life better and easier if this house is decluttered. So how What hits you in the heart? I try this, honestly, when I'm trying to write words on my website and articulate to you. What hits in your heart that makes you want to do it? Now, this is one of the reasons I call my coaching Destination Decluttered. One, because I love travel. To me, a destination is, ooh, I want to go to there. I want that. I want that. And it's not a thing. That thing is not a thing. It is a feeling. I want that feeling. What's the feeling you want that you don't have? What's the thing you don't have? What's the feeling you do not have that you want in your home? Write that down. Write that down. I want that. I want my home to, and here I'll give you three kind of headers to put it. Think about. I want my home to look a certain way because I want to feel a certain way. I want it to function this way because I want to feel this way. Yeah. And pay attention. It's not about just how it looks. How it looks is part of it. How it feels is where it's at. And yeah, totally, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, 100%. I have a freaking magnet that I bought a decade ago that really opened my eyes, and it had the little pyramid, little birdhouse in your soul of the hierarchy of needs. And the funny thing is I should actually look at that. Thank you, Strong Silver Soul Sister. Also a fan of alliteration. I'm going to find my magnet and see how that fits in. Maybe I'll do like a podcast episode on the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because I'm thinking of doing a podcast. I'll share with you. For a while there, I didn't see what was in it for me to do a podcast, and now I'm thinking of doing a podcast. So I'll do that. I'll think about doing that. You know, Adriana is saying, I started with my pantry, and now I have the whole place upside down. Oh, friend. Okay, you know what? I have a feeling you don't have a strategy or a method or a process. Let me help you with that. Don't start too big. Start small. The whole place is upside down. Start slowly, stopping whatever you're doing, and start to upside down everything. Write everything. Turn it back in the way you want, bit by bit, step by step. Is that the New Kids on the Block? I teach you a process. It's so freeing to know that there's a system behind decluttering. You just maybe didn't learn it yet. It's like driving a car. It's something you just weren't taught yet, but I can teach you that. Sloan is saying yes to the podcast. I love it. Dinosaur Jr., Little Birdhouse in Your Soul. They might be giants. Dinosaur Jr. was more like, I feel the pain of everyone, then I feel nothing. There we go. Okay, podcast. Podcast it is, people. But see, you could tell me to do something, and if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it. Now that I want to do it, it's going to be so much easier for me to do it. But it's good to have that reinforcement, you know? Yeah, I can't help it, Strong Silver Soul Sister. I just have a musical life. Okay? Okay. Cat Mama is helping out Adriana. Made the mistake of emptying out the double closet. Please, everybody, don't dump out everything all at once. Do it a bit by bit, step by step. Again, I'm getting some sort of spidey sense that was a boy band. Step by step. That was a bit. I am Elder Gen X. I am the OG Gen X. Yo. So some of that boy band stuff I only learned in the periphery. But don't start big, start small. Starting small helps you to start. New Kids. Okay, thank you, NKOTB. Thank you, people. Thank you for helping me out. Okay. Start small, but just start. And the great thing is starting small helps you to just start. You know, it's like you start with one thing. You go in and you categorize it. Oh, there we go. I love it. You were listening to Black Sabbath before I joined. Okay. We could talk about music, but we've got 6 minutes. So this is me with my connecting too fast ADHD inspired brain is going to be like, nope, I'm going to try to remain focused for the next 6 minutes. We'll do it. Okay. Starting small. Here's a musical tip. Comes from the Christmas special. We were thinking it's Santa Claus is coming to town. Put one foot in front of the other. Seriously, one step. What's the first step? Step by step. Maybe I'll talk to Jordan Light and see if he can be on my podcast. See? There we go. Step by step. Oh, there's a Bobby Brown one too. I should know that. I saw. Oh my God, my sister is not watching this video, but I'm like, Pam, the humping around the world tour. Oh, I crack myself up. Oh, so funny. Eddie Rabbit had one step by step. There we go. But seriously, that's why they have these things step by step. What's the first, smallest, babyest, easier step that you can take to even just get your body in motion, get your body moving to get decluttered? If you're standing still, if you're sitting still, it's not going to work. You need to get your body engaged and your brain and your heart and all of it to get your body moving. So think about what's stopping you, sure, but think about how you can just get started. Here's an easy way to get started is think about these 3 layers of clutter. Surface, stored, sentimental. If you want to get started easy, don't start with the sentimental. That's like advanced work. You can't do that until you learn how to do things from stored and surface. Surface clutter is a wonderful way to start. I did a little, I'll share this with you. I'm turning my Destination Decluttered Facebook page into a bit of a, what do I want to say? A bit of a blog. And so I blogged this morning how I puttered around this morning in my robe, kimono, duster, house coat, whatever you want to call it, muumuu, puttering around, putting things away, because we had a wonderful, fun day yesterday, but we kind of flopped things all over the place. So this morning I went around and I tidied things up. It was easy for me to put things back. There we go. Beastie Boys, you got it. Name that tune, my family's favorite sport, you know? Start by clearing out your purse. Sure, you know? Start small, but just start. Because as soon as you do that, the momentum happens. You may do more than you expected, but you will have done something, not nothing. And doing something always feels better than doing nothing. Until doing nothing feels fun, and then you're just flopped around the couch. But doing nothing after doing something is a delight versus doing nothing and feeling like you should be doing something. And now I've got Bananarama and the Fun Boy 3 going through my head because it's just how it works. All right, I got to go move furniture. You rock on, hon. I got to go. I got 3 minutes here, and then I got to change into my crappy clothes and go out and do some weeding before it gets too hot. There we go. Cher just said I cleaned my truck out yesterday and it feels awesome. Yeah, I detailed the outside of our Element the other day because I had been bugged about how much pollen was there. I did that because I wanted to. Nobody said I had to except for me, you know. I hope this last hour or so has helped. Basically, here's a really cool thing. What I have found is when I have a good thought in my head and a good feeling in my heart, I'm more likely to go out into the world and do good things. And I say out into the world, I'm more likely to make my world better, my own world, declutter my house, only because of the words in my head that make me feel a feeling. So if the words in your head are not making you feel a good feeling, change the words in your head. Start to talk to yourself like I talk to you. Learn this new language. This language of love. Boo, boo, boo. I feel like Pepe Le Pew. Talk to yourself like you love yourself. Even if you feel like I don't love myself, try. Pretend. Talk to yourself like a friend. Talk to yourself like you like a friend. How would you encourage a friend who is struggling with clutter? Talk to yourself like that. You will notice that it makes you feel better. And when you feel better, you're going to more likely move, get in the game. You're going to move. You're going to get going. You're going to get up and moving. But none of the movement happens until the thoughts and the feelings. I don't feel like it. How can you make yourself feel like it? Because you want the decluttered house. If you don't want the result, you're not going to get it. You're not going to try for it. I think part of me is like, I don't want to lose 20 pounds unless it works with my life and feels easy. And when it doesn't work with my life and it doesn't feel easy, I guess I don't want it that bad. And that's okay. All right. There we go. Oceana Nana says, started an area in my house a few days ago on a slow roll. I'd like to get you On a slow boat to China. Yeah, a slow roll. Ba 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 ba. Slow rider. You know, you're cruising along. It's a good feeling. 4 knots, people. Woke up at 2 a.m. this morning and started again. You know what? Sometimes you got to strike while the iron is hot. But any pace that you work at is a good pace. Any love is good love. So you're going to take what you can get. And baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. All right? So, this wasn't the Father's Day thing. This is cool. All of what we do is awesome. I hope this has given you some different words in your head to play around with, a new language to start practicing that makes you feel better in your heart. Because when you think better in your head and you feel better in your heart, you do better with your hands. Okay? And that's what coaching is all about, Charlie Brown. If you want me to be your coach, sign up for a consultation on my website, destinationdecluttered.com. If you're not ready for that yet, I've got a free mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. If you're on the mailing list, we're having a Zoom call this Tuesday night, 8 p.m., all on Zoom. I have a couple of questions that I'm going to ask more about like the podcast, and we talked about having a paper organizing party. But the people on the mailing list you get to get first dibs on stuff. destinationdecluttered.com/join. And even if that seems too overwhelming to you, maybe you like what I do, show up for another TikTok live, like my TikTok page, Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. I got to go change into crappy clothes and do some weeding in my front yard, decluttering my garden. The weeds are the stuff you don't want. Declutter it, all right? All right, always a pleasure, my friends. I am your daily dose of motivation. Start to motivate yourself like I motivate you, and we'll change the world one cluttery thing at a time, okay? Bye.